eno ye Extreme Media UJ. Subscribe for all updates.
You can read Song of Malaya, Komanyoko. Do you even know Song of Malaya, my brothers? He's called Uganda's leading African intellectual. The Chief Justice claims that he's the head of Acholi Renaissance. Acholi Renaissance, Komanyoko. Komanyoko. Do you want me to read for you some Okot Bitek? My son, Mark, do you want me to read for you some Bitek right now?
In the interest of time, Mr. President,
I
you
can
can
read
read
you
it.
two verses. Do you know any? Get one.
No. Okay, Mr. President, you talked about exercising your
Do you
clearance.
know Okot Bitek's poem, I will fuck your mother? Do you know it?
I don't know it, Mr. President. We can read it next time.
Abalungi abatuuliriza era abatulaba olunaku olwaleero tuchaddeko ewa Sheikh Asiraf Dembe.
Sebo sanyusa okubalaba amannya agange Yeze Seeka Asiraf Dembe akola ku bizibu by'enjawulo omuntu singa aba alina ebirwadde musomereddwa tumuwa amazzi ga lukuya nga bw'obadde ogalaba tugenda abantu ku kyoto ne twokya emizimu emibi egibabaamu n'okulomba edduwa abantu singa abeera ng'ali wano atuuse sobola okumulombera edduwa ne waba atatuuse nga mpadde amannya ge naye ng'ali wala maneetaase enamba yange yeno eri 0707363711 namwe bannyinaffe abali ebweru oyagala okuba nti oyagala okulombera ku dduwa ng'olina ebizibu viza zibuze amaka gakolongotana sente zikola zimpita mu ngalo ojja kumpeereza ekifaananyi kyo n'amannya ebyo byokka bijja kummala nja kukulombera edduwa ojja kutereera olunaku olusembayo mu mwezi mba n'edduwa ey'awamu ffenna n'abalwadde bange abakadde n'abapya. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
You are watching Extreme Media UJ. Subscribe for all the updates.
You know, what is more absurd and what's more obscene? Has the conduct of Abodo in office been proper in any way for you? Or it has been obscene? From day one, do you know her first act in office? Do you know? Me, I know. I know what happened on 20th April 2020. Do you know what happened?
No, tell us.
A Honorable MP, Zake, was brought into a courtroom on a stretcher in Nakawa from his constituency. He was healthy and alive, distributing food a week before. He's brought disfigured and tortured, and this is her first act. I know the words are used to bring attention to that matter because Ugandans have normalized this conduct. First of all, she was illegal in office. She's a judge who was replacing another judge in the face of a judgment, no less from the Constitutional Court. She was offside in every way you can imagine. Yet you had people, those same people you're talking about, those decorum dandies, congratulating her upon some achievement. What achievement? It was embarrassing.
Maybe the achievement of being blind.
I don't think it's being blind. It's being rotten. Those are the words I used. A rotten tomato. Because she was undermining judicial independence. We have a case against her in the East African Court of Justice. It's reference number 15 of 2025. That a judge has two duties. Not only to get judgments right, but to protect the integrity of the judicial branch, to maintain the reputation of all the others. You cannot, you yourself, choose to be a rotten tomato because the president has beckoned you for appointments. These are not my words. This is what the Constitutional Court held in the case of Jim Muhwezi versus Attorney General some 15 years ago. Justice Faith Monda was told that no matter how hard and how smart you work in the office of IGG, you will not bring grace, fortune, and favor to the judiciary. You will only hurt us. So leave our title behind. Leave the title judge with us in the judiciary if you go and perform in any function where you report to the executive. You will bring dishonor So she has been bringing dishonor every day to the judiciary. No wonder they have had to remove her from that office. We shall discuss that later. She's just a squirrel in the great scheme of things. It's absurd, really, that the court in Arusha is underfunded. We otherwise have the judgment. We argued it in March of this year when I was in Kigali. The court was seated there. So I had to travel to Kigali anyway for a number of businesses. The judicial conference, plus the session in which her case was coming up. But that's just the first act. You very well know the last act. The last act has been to literally sodomize her own tribesmates. The whereabouts of over 4,500 Karamajongs are not known. But we do remember that Karamajongs were frog-marched from Moroto to Gulu. Many died on their way. And then frog-marched back when they were starving in Gulu and dying there. She knows about these things. Did she conduct what do you call it? Inquests? Did you see her concerned about the liberty of these people? So those people, like I said, I even to accuse them of being victims of information asymmetry is a lie. You can be a victim of information asymmetry, you, Brian and Mark, because you're young. You would have been some 5-10 years ago. You probably didn't even know you'd be studying law. But I have been running a judicial watchdog in this country called Legal Brains Trust. It's my business to watchdog the entire jealous. I know what's happening. Others are making money. For us, we are protecting. We are playing sentry for the office of the citizen. That has been my life work. So you won't tell me in what terms I will speak about cunts and dimwits. Where? That's my prerogative. And I got that from Okot Pitek. You can read Song of Malaya from Anyoko. Do you even know Song of Malaya, my brothers? He's called Uganda's leading African intellectual. So, why do the Chief Justice claims that he's the head of Acholi Renaissance? Acholi Renaissance, Komanyoko. Komanyoko. Do you want me to read for you some Okot Bitek? My son, Mark, do you want me to read for you some Bitek right now?
In the interest of time, Mr. President,
I can read you 2 verses. Do you know any? Get one.
No. Okay, Mr. President, talk about exercising your
Do you know Okot Bitek's poem, I Will Fuck Your Mother? Do you know it?
I don't know it, Mr. President. We can read it next time.
So don't tell me about these fake intellectuals. These are non-readers. These people, they use judicial office for conducting bonking festivals. That's why they're ignorant. Let them hear my cases if they think there's nothing. Let them hear it. I promise you that we will end free speech in this country. Okay? We will liberate it. We will assert and the court will affirm the right to annoy without going to jail. And I'm the clarion poster boy for that. They want to steal that. Don't be deluded. Our motto is no gulag, no apology. And we shall stand by that stance. It's a stance we decided upon 4 years ago with my brother Mabilis. We reviewed it. We were supposed to go to jail together in 2022. And I told him, Mabilis, jail is your story. Mine is no gulag. Okay? That's how they use autonomy. So anyway, that's the story about whether or not we are fighting enough or we are just leaving these things, like you said, to make news. No, we are fighting significantly. I haven't told you how much legal fees we've spent and how many lawyers we have had to use and how many lawyers have had to fall off. I look at some lawyers right now claiming that they are doing enough to get me out of exile. They were my lawyers before they were locked up. They are my enemies when they have liberty. And I see them trying to solicit and tout other clients who are in the news. We shall expose these parachute lawyers. This is an attack on the president of the Law Society and not on Ssemakadde. I was abusing people before I became president. Was I being subjected to 2-year sentences without a trial? We know what we called Sekan on 28th January 2025. Why didn't he send us to jail then? Why was it very important for him to use civil power, his own authority, to send me to jail now? It's because I'm president of the Law Society. Do you understand now? Okay? We have a community. Mark, you know you are part of our violence academy. We have an academy for promoting violence online. Why were we insignificant then and we are significant now? It's because I'm president of the bar, head of the bar. So anyway, I think you have understood that. Next question, please.
Now, Mr. President, my next question is, from based on what you say, we have an academy of insults, and you say that there's an academy to annoy, and it seems for you exile is convenient. You're tweeting and insulting from abroad. Why your supporters back here home carry the risk?
Two things are wrong in what you have suggested. One, we have not done any insults from abroad, actually.
But it's what you're currently doing.
Who? Who has told that I've been insulted?
You're tweeting from abroad.
Yeah, I'm tweeting, but I'm not tweeting insults. I haven't yet begun. Okay? So don't think that insult is cheap. Like I've told you, you don't know that we read before we insult. We research before we insult. We weigh and measure. An insult is an intercontinental ballistic missile. Do you know what that means? It is supposed to disturb a nation, a whole nation. All the petty bourgeois crooks and cants, cliques and cabals are supposed to start meeting because Ssemakadde has insulted. It has to become a national agenda. Mr. Mark and Brian, don't think these are mere insults. These are weapons of liberation. Do you understand, Mark? So
I understand.
We are fighting differently since exile. So don't be misguided and deluded in that direction. Number two, there is no comfort in exile. Don't be deluded. Of course, it's true. A lot of Ugandans come from traumatic backgrounds and have not even had the privilege of voluntary travel. So they may not recognize when somebody is traveling abroad involuntarily. Do you understand? They put such a premium and fantasy on travel abroad to escape whatever traumas they have in their own personal heads. So they would imagine that everybody abroad has escaped the pressure cooker conditions on the post-colony that you call Uganda. But what was my life before? My life was to help Ugandans, contend with the pressure cooker conditions to the extent that judicial results can be fair. That was my job. My job in Uganda itself wasn't comfortable anyway. So even if I returned to the toil of a legal aid provider. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Exile is agony, by the way. I meet exilees in different continents. It's agony. They have one wish to return. Now, of course, there are those who are economic immigrants, or there are those who escaped as very, very traumatic experiences in their personal lives, and distance from those who can harm them is welcome. But then there are those like us who are of the warrior tradition. for whom the struggle is our life, and our life is the struggle itself. There's no distinction. In my situation, our exile is a defiance against Sekana's judgment. You had the vice president tell you on that very day that it's a council position that you will never arrest our president. We are establishing a radical new bar in this town, and we will defend its dignity, honor, and integrity. Okay? I represent the will, democratic will of lawyers who voted on 24th September. That judgment represents the resistance against what we stand for. We issued executive orders which are mentioned in that judgment, yet they were never the subject of the case. The judge didn't have to touch executive. You read the judgment, didn't you? You read it, Mark, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Why was the judge talking about executive orders and my power to issue them? All right? He was asked to determine the legality of a general meeting which had 3 things on its agenda. 3 subjects, 3 objects on the agenda. Determination of the removal of 2 suspended members, books of accounts, and the Judicial Service Commission regulations. But why did the judge have to find space in that judgment to attack me personally and to attack my capacity to utilize executive orders? So, and you know, and to sit later again, you know, and issue this judgment. So this is war, Mr. Dick. This is war. This week alone, we have had to deal with 2 lawyers who are being killed. This is war. If I was in Uganda, I would be killed by these people. Lawyers gave me a bully beta mandate, and I executed it with explosive efficiency in the first 90 days. These were their words. By the time they went to Christmas, most of them were saying Stukubanja. Rebons Sikubanja. I have gotten my votes due. I walked to the Chief Justice and I handed him 2 executive orders, and I told him on this, these are the irreducible minimums. Meet with your people and discuss them. Executive order number 1 and executive order number 2. I gave them to him. Mark, as you say lawyers, I put it to him that on this, these are irreducible minimums. And after he read them, he wasn't collegial anymore. He was able to smile when the envelope was closed. Once he opened the envelope, he began to lodge war against me. And he wants to lodge this war until he retires. So you want to understand those who are fighting my return, who are making sure that my cases don't get hurt, start from there. The Chief Justice was categorical on 7th February. You think when Norbert Mao says, Isaac, I'm going to work so hard for you to return, what disturbs Mao other than the stupidity of his friends? Nothing else. He knows. That's your justice minister. He has traveled to the Uganda state thrice, 21st March, 14th August, and some other date in between. To make clear that he's not part of the cliques and cabals that are running interference against me and the Black Council and the Law Society as a whole. So, Mr. Dit, it's quite possible. Let's use the theme where you began with, information asymmetry. Some people actually don't know what they call exile. They don't know the personal toll. Some people have never received threats to their safety because their lives do not, they are not holders of a bully beta mandate. of a Haina Chesa mandate, of a
Mr.
Laina Killer
President,
mandate. I am. Yes?
isn't exile sometimes a luxury for elites with passports and networks? Why the ordinary activists rot in cells?
Like I said, not everybody is a holder of my mandate. Okay? You need to distinguish that. I hold a democratic mandate to execute certain things without fear or favor. I cannot just, for me now, if I yield to the circumstances you're talking about, I would have failed, sir. People who voted me knew exactly the danger at hand. We discussed these things in various chambers across the country. Do you understand, Mr. Adit? Huh? Do you understand or not?
I do.
Yes, as a president, I'm not an activist. I have a mandate to execute through thick and thin. I have a mandate to execute, and it's a mandate to put the bar back on track for the foreseeable future of 2060. That's the mandate I asked for. That's the mandate I got. And I must execute it. And I have a lot of people, even within government, ensuring that nobody touches me. So for me, exile is, as I've told you, an act of defiance to continue to ensure that our business, for which we set course, continues. And that's why people are fighting us the way they are. You know, they thought we would be daft, it would be at your level of information asymmetry. We are not, Mr. Adit, okay? I'm not an exhibitionist. Activism, those things of exhibitionism, of you be there, you come and visit me in New Zealand. No, sir. I'm a war marshal. I got the mandate of a war marshal. And on day one, I told Mr. Simwe the business of being in Uganda and leading are yours. You can ask the staff. I have no business here. When I told you that digital transformation is going to be a pillar of the radical new, but what did you think we meant? We knew the risks. We knew the threats to physical safety if we don't go digital. I told you I own a violence academy online. We know digital safety. So, fighting these hyenas and what, we knew how to fight them. I will not disclose much of our strategy. But right now, I can tell you, for instance, that we occupied the digital highways.
Mr. President,
They were prepared, quote unquote, for those who occupy physical space. Now they are holding their dicks in hand. Is it clear? Their threats were to a physical person who lives within Kampala. Now they can't threaten us, but our mission must continue. Their surveillance was for a physical person who lives within their borders. At least you have never been the subject of surveillance, have you? I have. I have represented clients, lots of them. You think I was going to put myself under that threat once I make the professional threat assessment? No. Okay. I think a lot of what I'm seeing online is just betrayal from colleagues. That's all. Who once called me a brother, and I've now turned court. They've turned court when they realize that the heat of the radical new buy is fierce. I wonder for them what they are promising. Are they promising to dial down the volume of heat? Are they reading appropriately the response of the establishment towards the 4D mandate? No wonder they have no clear mandate they are suggesting to members, except they are insisting on Ssemakadde's exile. Ssemakadde's exile is strategic. It's a decision of those who elected him. Okay? Now, for me, as I've said, those who don't know the heavy price of defending the dignity and integrity of an institution like the Law Society, which has been the subject of unspeakable atrocities for over 70 years. Yeah, they can speak the way you're speaking. But our duty is to restore dignity and integrity into this institution, even against a sophisticated assault. Mr. Dit, by now you should know that the main theme of the assault against the bar has been judicial overreach, political interference, and lastly, internal betrayals of those who conspire with non-members of the bar and even, to silence the radical new bar, to defeat our agenda, to delay our agenda. Exile is our signal to them that we refuse to bend. And it's quite simple. I mean, your orders stop within Uganda. You have to come and prove the validity of your orders in the country where I am. And not my brother, they have tried. They have tried. They have to come, but they know if they are so confident, they would prove the validity of their orders in the countries where I reside. Because I travel with their passport, they should know wherever I am at any one particular time. But Mr. D, don't be fooled that when a person has been removed, torn from his homeland, from his friends, you think I wouldn't like to be in your face right now, banging the table in your face? You think I wouldn't want to be with my family? A daughter was born while I'm in exile. I'm just starting to bond with her now. 2-3 weeks. She's almost 6 months. I haven't been able to take my kids to school. You think I don't want to be in my community? Do you know how many friends I've lost? My brother Rajiv, I was not able to console his family, his friends, the RR family. I lost mentors. Mr. John Baptist Kakoza, Senior Counsel, many. Think I don't want to be involved in that community life? Far from calling this cowardice, the truth of the matter is that now, as the leader of the bar, it is my duty to show that the bar won't kneel at the altar of compromise. And we will take those options. Others can wait their turn, and if at all they have any radical mandate, they will show us how they will react. But I felt vindicated in the assessment of our chief guest this month, our co-chief guest this week, Major retired Afande Gertrude Njuba, who said that actually, she autographed a book, gave it to my sister Sheila Namai, and said, "You remind me of my husband. This is what he was going through. This is what we were going through." So you think to her, now for her, she has no problem of information asymmetry. She's in government. She works around lawyers. She's fluent in rule of law. That's why she's our main celebrant for this year's Rule of Law Week. She has had 2 spaces. You hosted her the other 2 weeks ago on your conversations. We hosted her for the R&B. So this is not an ignorant person. She understands that exile is no holiday. To the contrary, she made it very clear in that autograph. I don't know if you can pull it up. Mr. Dit, Mr. Brian, you are the researcher. I don't know if I can share it with you.
Let me just get it real quick here.
I can can also try to get it maybe. So
abalungi abatuwuliriza era abatulaba olunaku olwaleero tukyaddeko ewa Sheikh Asiraf Dembe.
Ssebo nsanyusa okubalaba. Amannya agange ye Sheikh Asiraf Dembe akola ku bizibu by'enjawulo. Omuntu singa aba alina ebirwadde tumusomereddwa, tumuwa amazzi ga lukuya nga bw'obadde ogalaba, tugenda abantu ku kyoto ne twokya emizimu emibi egibabaamu n'okulomba edduwa. Abantu singa abeera ng'ali wano atuuse sobola okumulombera edduwa, ne waba atatuuse nga mpadde amannya ge naye ng'ali wala. Naneetaase enamba yange yeeno eri 0701763711. Nammwe bannyinaffe abali ebweru oyagala okuba nti oyagala okulombera ku dduwa ng'olina ebizibu, viza zibuze, amaka gakolongotana, sente zikola zimpita mu ngalo, ojja kumpeereza ekifaananyi kyo n'amannya go, ebyo byokka bijja kummala. Nja kukulombera edduwa, ojja kutereera. Olunaku olusembayo mu mwezi mba n'edduwa eyawamu ffenna n'abalwadde bange abakadde n'abapya. Salaamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.